everybody. Welcome to day 9 of this micro mindful movement. This is a different type of New Year's resolution, a different type of New Year's challenge that really focuses on wellness on a much more holistic approach. So it's not just about the food that you're eating or removing alcohol, post-holiday stuff. It's really about this well-rounded approach to become the best possible versions of ourselves here in 2020. So most of the stuff that I'm going to talk about, I'm sure you already know, at least on some level. Maybe you need a reminder, or maybe you've never heard of it before, but I'm just here to begin the dialogue and to sprinkle in these things that really has changed my life over the past few years, and just to share that knowledge with you. And in a way that's super attainable to do, right? All of these micro actions are 5 minutes or less every day, and it's something that you can absolutely do if you just decide to do it. And then whatever works in your life, keep it. If it really doesn't work with you, if it really doesn't resonate with you, leave it. But I challenge you to recognize, okay, is it really not serving you, or is there some resistance there? And if there is some resistance there, maybe you look deeper into why you're feeling that resistance. So on that note, let's jump into day 9. Day 9 is all about reading labels. The food that we put into our body, the things that we put into our body are one of the most important things that you can do, because it takes maybe 5 to 8 hours to digest your food, depending on you individually and how big the meal is, and if the food is right for your body and all these different factors. But it can take up to 8 hours to digest one meal. And if you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner every 8 hours, like they recommend, you are processing food almost every minute of every day for your entire life, right? So it's so important what you put into your body. So reading labels. Obviously, choosing plants that don't have labels or ingredients listed on them is the best, right? Eating real whole foods, mostly plants. Michael Pollan said it best: eat real food, mostly plants, right? That's really what we should be eating. But in this day and age, yeah, there's so many things that we can do to make our lives easier. Maybe we buy a few microwave meals to have on hand so we're not eating out so much, because then we can really control if it's organic or there's no canola oil or stuff like that that's in the food. Or maybe you buy pasta or lentil pasta or other things that are, or almond milk or whatever it is. But we do buy processed food, and that's okay. We just need to be aware of what's in the processed food. And by buying processed food, it's okay. Again, going back to, it's so important to eat mostly whole food, real food. So when you do buy processed food, read the labels, and don't just read what's on the front, because what's on the front can lie. Other than no non-GMO and organic, those always look for those labels. Those labels are not perfect, but it's a good place to start. And by investing in those, you're voting for the kind of world that we want to live in, that does offer more organic food, more food that is has lower pesticides, lower toxins, lower inflammation issues that you'll ingest. But so read the labels. So pull out a few things today in your pantry, in your freezer, in your fridge, and look at the ingredients on them. And just start to notice the things that are in them, like words that keep coming up. And maybe do a quick Google search of what those actually are. A really big one is canola oil. Is really, really high inflammation, and it's in lots and lots of things. Other things to look for, there's like dozens of names for sugar, including like sucralose and saccharin, sucrose, glucose, fructose, dextrose. Like there's so many names for sugar. So I would just look at what's in your pantry, in your fridge and freezer. Read the ingredients list. What's in there? Is it organic, non-organic? What's really in the food that you're eating? And that's all I want you to do today, is just take a look, see what's in the food that you're eating, because so much of the food that we do eat is processed. I think I read something that said like 60% of the American diet is processed food. And that is crazy. Like processed food, There are some companies that are really, really doing it right. When you look on the ingredients list, they're really just whole foods put together, you know, to make a cracker or whatever the case may be. But so much of the processed food is fake food. It's fillers and preservatives and stuff that is, it's not actual food, it's dead food. And the thing I heard months and months ago that really like, you know, when you hear truth and it just like, it resonates through your entire body, entire being, is that the preservatives that we put in the food, the point of them is so the food doesn't break down, right? That's why we have preservatives. It's so the food doesn't break down, it lasts forever, months, weeks, years, right? But then when you ingest that food, the food still isn't breaking down, right? And the point of food is so it breaks down and your body can absorb the nutrients. So looking at what's in your food, what are the, you know, how, are there preservatives? Are there fillers in it? Are there things that aren't actual food? They're not actual nutrients. They're not going to serve you, right? Everything you put in your body is either contributing to your health or contributing to your sickness. So that's it for today. Read the labels, read the ingredients list whenever possible. Choose real food, whole food, fruits, vegetables, legumes, stuff that isn't processed. But when it is processed, and there are companies that are doing processed foods really well, that have just whole ingredients in them. So that's it for today. Read the ingredients. If you found value in this, like this video, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you back here for day 10 tomorrow. Have a beautiful rest of your day, everybody. Thank you.